Hello, welcome to SD Game Talk, and we're going to be taking a look at the World Cup qualification, how the teams are preparing. We've got just 282 days left for the World Cup to start, and so it's going to be taking place in the US, and some other countries where we're going to be taking a look at what is happening in the World Cup. So far, 13 national teams have already qualified for this World Cup. They already find themselves sitting very comfortably, waiting for other countries, to fill up the rest of the space. And where we're going to talk about Argentina, who is, of course, the champions of the previous World Cup, has already found himself again in the US. And of course, we're going to talk about other teams like Canada, one of the hosts, and all these other 13 teams. Brazil also struggled to join, them in this competition this season. So let's take a look at the table to see what's happening to the other teams that are yet to qualify, how many points lagging for them to move on to this competition. So you're going to stay tuned for us to bring to you these details. So right here, we're going to start in Europe, where we're going to find the Group A. It's not that's not started yet in Europe, so everyone's still standing on 0 points and 0 games played. So this is how it's going to happen in Europe this week, where you've got Group A that consists of Luxembourg, Northern Ireland, and Slovakia. Germany are standing in Group A. What is the team that is supposed to qualify, that you think is going to qualify from here? And so right now you've got 2 teams that are going to qualify from here. One is going to qualify directly, and the rest is going to play, with other teams. And then on Group B, we've got here Slovenia, Sweden, Switzerland, and Kosovo on Group B right here. And in Group C here, still in Europe, we've got Belarus, Greece, Scotland, and Denmark. And we've got Group D right here, Azerbaijan, Ireland, and of course Ukraine, France. Standing in this group. I think right here France needs to do everything to of course stand on the first position to qualify directly in this competition. You've got here Group A, which is Bulgaria, Georgia, Turkey, and Spain standing here to face this. It's a very strong group right here, because Spain, of course, needs to find a way to go, and of course Turkey as well. Those are the teams that we're looking up to. And so in this kind of competition, you don't need to lose any game for anyone. And then Group F, we're going to find Armenia, Hungary, Republic of Ireland, Portugal standing all right here. I think Portugal and Hungary are the ones that we're going to be looking up to in this group. And of course, the Republic of Ireland right here. The Republic of Ireland right here is also a very strong country in football. I don't know what is going to happen, but we hope to see Portugal move on to this first position of this competition. So let's move over to Group G, where some games have already been played. We've got Finland has played 4 games and standing on the first position right here with 7 points ahead of Netherlands and ahead of Poland right here. And of course, I think the 2 strongest teams right here should be Poland, Netherlands, and of course Finland. Malta is absolutely a very, very light, weaker team right here. And so they have already played a few games in this group, and Finland is standing first, still got some more games to play right here. So let's see what is going to happen in the upcoming games right here in this group. I will move on to Group H, where you find Bosnia standing first after 3 games played, grabbing 9 points. Really, really hungry, this team, to go to the World Cup this season. Standing first with 9 points, has won all his 3 games. Australia, who is supposed to be one of the strongest country right here, has played 2 games, but yet they are securing 6 goals, 6 points, and of course standing on the second position. Still got some games to play, but hopefully I believe that Austria is going to be topping up this league, or maybe moving forward. Romania as well, expected to be one of the strongest teams, but got just 6 points in 4 games played. And then we move over to Group I, where 4 games have been played for the Norway side, and they've got 12 points, which is very, very incredible, of course, for them. Playing all 4 and winning all 4 is something very good for them. You've got Israel proving it so hard, and Italy actually tried to fade out here. Those still got some games to play, but I've just played 2 games and I've got just 3 points, meaning Italy has lost a game and so has to put on more effort to be able, to step up, because Israel standing on this position with 6 points is absolutely going to cause a lot of damage if Italy doesn't really put in more effort, to play. So I think Italy is going to be doubling this effort to be able to, kick out Israel from this position, because I don't think Norway is anywhere backing down from these 12 points right here. And the last person in this group, of course, Moldova with 0 points. And we've got here Group J, where 4 games have been played for Northern Macedonia, and of course grabbing 8 points from those 4, and Wales is standing second with 7 points. And something very bad for Belgium right here, standing in the 3rd position with just 4 points out of 2 games played. That means they've got a draw, still got more games to play, but hopefully they're gonna do something to appear somewhere in the 2nd position. Northern Macedonia, these are the teams that we expect them to maybe feature in the World Cup. Like Belgium has a strong impact in the World Cup, as well as Wales. Northern Macedonia as well, of course, can move, but you've got to pick just maybe one direct, and the rest here. We move here to Group K to see where England is standing in the 1st position. All 3 players and 9 points right here for England. For England is something very good for them, and they've played 3 games as well. Albania standing second, Serbia, Latvia, and Andorra. But Albania as well has played 4 games and are having 5 points, which means still can be challenged by one of these teams, Serbia or Moldova. And we all know that Serbia has shown a lot of impact in the World Cup. They have proven a lot in the World Cup. So move over to Group L, we find Czech Republic playing 4 games and grabbing 9 points. It means they've lost one match so far. And Croatia is standing second with just 2 games played and 6 points, which is very good for them. They've still got more games to play, and it's gonna, they play with Montenegro and this Faroe Island, and it's going to help them a lot. You find the last person here with 0 point, Gibraltar, standing here with the last, And so let's move over to Asia to see the teams that are struggling, to come to the World Cup this season. You've got here in Group A, you've got Qatar, who are yet to play any game. All of them here have actually played no games so far. And they've got here Qatar, UAE, and Oman standing in one group. They're going to be playing as well. And they've got Group B here with Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Indonesia, and then the qualification round of 3. You've got here the qualification round of 3, you've got here the Group of A. So when you qualify here, you do not just go straight to the World Cup. After this qualification in this group, you've also got to play some other games, with other countries that are coming third. So far, we've got Iran, Uzbekistan, UAE, who have played this and now got to be able to play here upstairs. And so they've played all 10, and you find UAE standing on the 3rd place with 15 points and 23 points for Iran. Uzbekistan as well having 21 points, which is very strong, good for Uzbekistan. And Korea, Democratic Republic of Korea, standing 6th or last in this group, stood 6th. And they've got Group B right here. This is how it ended actually. South Korea, already there, qualified to the World Cup with 22 points, and Jordan coming second as well, going straight away to there. And we've got Iran and Oman right here, who ended in this zone. They now need to play, a playoff between 2 of them to find someone who's gonna go in as well. So this is how it ended in this place. So Palestine and Kuwait are actually out, and here you've got Japan and Australia, who are also qualified directly, and now Saudi Arabia and Indonesia have got to play as well in the qualification group upstairs, like I showed you. And China, however, is finding himself never to the World Cup in 2026. So China is not going to be there. And then here we've got Qatar, Kuwait, who are waiting. This is qualification for round 2. We've got Qatar, Kuwait, India, and Afghanistan. India is not there as well. Japan already there, and so qualified like 18 points or so. So here we move real quick to the African teams that are fighting to qualify for the World Cup. We're gonna see what is happening in Africa, and we're starting with Group A right here, where we've got in this group Egypt, Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, and Djibouti, and they have all played 6 games here in this group. And Egypt is actually standing in the 1st position right here with 16 points ahead of them. Burkina Faso coming second, though we've got here Sierra Leone with 8 points. So Sierra Leone has a chance as well to qualify if they're going to win their last 2 games if they're going to win their last 2 games, and of course Burkina Faso dropping points, they're going to try and move over to maybe have a chance to qualify for this World Cup this year, which is going to be a history for the Sierra Leoneans. And Ethiopia standing in the 4th position with just 6 points alongside Guinea-Bissau. And let's go to Group B, where you're going to find Democratic Republic of Congo right there, Senegal standing 2nd, but Congo has played 6 games and Grappy has been able to have 13 points from there. Senegal having 12 points and in 6 games, which is very good for them. I think they still need to do a lot because Sudan is standing behind them with equal points. And remember, Senegal actually did very well in the last competition, the World Cup 2024. We saw Senegal playing very well, so they need to really do very well this time around to be able to go ahead of Sudan or Togo, which is a very strong team here as well. I believe so far Democratic Republic of Congo, Senegal and Sudan are the ones to decide who is going to go from this Group B. And then let's move on to Group C right here, where South Africa is standing first with 13 points, Rwanda second with 8 points, and Benin Republic third with 8 points. And it's crazy to see that Nigeria is standing here with 7 points. And you can see that if Nigeria fails to go this year, it's going to be 8 good years that Nigeria has not featured in the World Cup. And it's going to be something so bad, compared to with all the players that Nigeria has all over the world. If they do not show up in this year's 2026 World Cup, it's going to be so devastating with all the stars they've got playing around the world. Nigeria standing here, if they just got to lose one more game or so, got to drop some more points, I think they will be knocked out of this competition, because Benin Republic and Rwanda are actually showing a lot of strength and resilience. However, the next game that is going to decide Nigeria's fate is the one with Rwanda right here. If they're going to win their next game, they're going to have 10 points here, which is actually going to help them. If Benin Republic lose, they're going to be on the 2nd position right here, somehow, which is going to be good for Nigeria. But if they do lose this game again, it's going to affect them so bad. And actually, it was so sad to see Nigeria losing against Zimbabwe, which Zimbabwe have just got 4 points, and grabbing 3 points of this from Nigeria was so sad in that. We go down to Group Z right here. We've got Cabo Verde in the 1st position with 13 points, 6 games played. Cameroon coming 2nd with 12, is something that Cameroon actually needed to be in the 1st position of this competition right here. And so Libya is coming with 8 points in the 3rd position. And the last person in this group is Eswatini. So Cameroon is going to be playing against Eswatini. They've got the opportunity to round it up to 15 and pray that Cape Verde also drops some few points so they can, move over to the top of the group, which is very good. And of course, we all know Cameroonians' performance in the World Cup has never failed to go for the World Cup. It's one of the highest in Africa, having gone to the World Cup more than 8 times and striving for the 9th time this season rather. So it's going to be very good for Cameroon to be featured there as well. And they always turn out to perform very well in the World Cup when it comes to this competition. Group D, Group E right here, we've got Morocco with 5 games played and 15 points. Winning all the games is very good for them. Tanzania absolutely stepping up as far as African football is concerned. They are really building, to do crazy things. So Tanzania right here, starting in the 2nd position after Morocco, though with just 6 points, and they've got 3 points each from Zambia and Niger. And Congo, who is supposed to be a very good team, is just standing with 0 points there. And we see Group F, Ivory Coast standing first. These are the African champions when it comes to AFCON, standing first, 16 points from 6 games played. And the 2nd is going to be Gabon. It's a very competitive group here. Burundi, 10 points. It's not yet over, so Ivory Coast is not yet there because they're going to drop some few more points. Of course, things are going to change. Kenya struggling to go, but not so sure about Kenya because they still got to put a lot of energy to go there. And Seychelles right here with 0 points in this group. They already knocked out of the competition. Let's talk about Group G, where we find Algeria, Mozambique, Botswana, and Uganda standing there. Uganda is struggling to move up to the World Cup. For a record-breaking Uganda will need to move to the World Cup if they're going to win their next 2 games. With 9 points, it's going to help them a lot to move them up to a certain level where they can be able to move on to the World Cup. It's going to be so good for them. However, Algeria is standing first and Mozambique is standing second with Botswana third, and the last person here is Somalia. And you've got to move to Group H: Tunisia, Namibia, Liberia, Equatorial Guinea, Malawi, and St. Thomas and Prince. Tunisia, of course, did very well in the last World Cup. The performance was very good. We expect Tunisia again to go this year. Namibia standing second, fighting to go, and Liberia as well. Been very long time. Liberia has not featured in the World Cup, and this time they've got an opportunity. If they could convert, some few more points, they're gonna move on to this year. I will move on to the last group, Group I, where you've got Ghana, who's already qualified for sure in this group with 15 points, and Comoros, Madagascar, Mali, Central African Republic, Chad standing last with 0 points. Chad used to be a very good team when we talk about football in Africa. Chad used to be very good, but now they're standing last right here. Mali is going to be is going to be competing to see if they're going to move over to this second position of Comoros and try to see if they're going to go. Madagascar as well is a very good team, but so far in this group, Ghana is leading. So now we're going to see who do you think is going to go, because the other thing right here that we want to see play in the World Cup from Africa that needs to add to the top groups, because we already talk about Ghana, who is going, Tunisia, very perfect. And right here we talk about Algeria, very good. They have impact in the World Cup. We talk about Ivory Coast standing here. We talk about Morocco. We talk about Cameroon. And here we talk about South Africa. And in this group, there is Nigeria. We expect South Africa and Nigeria to leave from this group if that is what everyone, of course, that is what they're going to do a lot of good. And here we talk about Senegal to go, and maybe DRC as well here. And here we talk about, of course, Egypt, which is very perfect. The other strong team that is missing right here that I think all the Africans want to see play the World Cup is right here, Nigeria. And so hopefully they're going to do something to get there. So right here we talk about the South American teams as well that have already finished. We've got here Argentina, which qualified already, Ecuador, Brazil, Uruguay. They are already there in this World Cup and just waiting. And it was so shocking to see that Chile didn't go for the World Cup this season, being the last in the group was so crazy for them. So these are the qualified teams already so far that are going to be playing in the World Cup this year. And also we're going to talk about the Mediterranean and the North American countries that are going to be playing here for this World Cup qualification. We got El Salvador, Panama, and all this in this group are going to be playing as well. None of them have played so far except for this Group A, where you're going to find the second round of play where Honduras and Bermuda are already playing and standing first and second. And then you've got Costa Rica and Trinidad and Tobago, Curacao, Haiti, and Panama, Nicaragua, Jamaica, Guatemala, Suriname, El Salvador in these groups. And so this group right here, when they play, they've got to play again other competition. You don't just play here and then qualify straight away. After playing this, you need to play another playoff with other countries from somewhere right here. Let's see, maybe it's gonna be coming from the Oceania side. Oceania, where you're gonna find New Caledonia, Fiji, Solomon, and then New Zealand, and all this, So after playing that, they can come here again and play with these Oceania countries right here. So this is what we've got for you in this World Cup, and we're going to be bringing to you more and more updates about the World Cup qualification. And of course, we're going to be covering everything as well in this international break, what is happening all in the football world. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel, and see you on our next video.